in Nairobi the other day, because then we carried these stories, and so it's not hearsay. But basically, when the president was touring Nairobi, right after that agreement with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, or with Raila Odinga, we saw just how Nairobians were mugged around. I do not know whether the president has addressed that matter as should be. Do you suppose there's a better way that he could have addressed that, or it was just in order for him to?
You see, I saw that on social media. I saw what was happening. Byron maybe would tell you the word that's normally used mtani shopping.
Okay.
So
what when you shop,
they say it's shopping. That's how they call it.
Oh, all right.
So it's not just, they're not even organized criminal gangs.
Okay, this is just...
The thinking in that point is all security forces will be here. This with the president.
Okay.
This place will not be manned.
Oh.
You remember even during the Gen Z protests, even during political rallies, by the way, all political rallies, it normally follows.
Yeah.
It's a trend that if well monitored can be addressed.
Okay.
Because you can predict it will happen. You get it? But one thing I want to ask our cabinet secretary for internal security, Hon Kipchumba Murkomen, he was on television addressing the same issue you're asking us here right now. And he said politicians and the people behind these criminal gangs will be acted on.
Your days are numbered.
Your days are numbered.
Okay.
So maybe Hon Murkomen, who's a good person we know, what is the number? I mean, how many days do we need for him to act? What does he not have that he needs so that he can act? During the last elections, I'll give you a practical example from the community level. There was a place I want to mention where lots of criminal gangs were, and it was marked as a hotspot in the last elections. But the community said it wouldn't happen. So what would they do? They would leak intelligence about what was being planned by the political leaders and the politicians. That intelligence would reach the security people.
Okay.
The community was not harmed. It's those people who were planning who would be arrested. After 2 days, they'd be released. They were arrested 3 or 4 times. There was no violence in that place.
Right.
Because without the leadership, and I'd like to correct Tom, the assumption is that gangs are only in the ghetto. No.
They are across.
They are everywhere.
Everywhere.
They are everywhere now. The top gangster drives a V8. He doesn't walk in rasters and stuff, you know. The top gangster flies in a chopper.
Yeah.
So let's not stereotype that it's only in the ghetto, no. In fact, you go to somewhere like Kibra, they said we are not going to be used in violent activities. So when that failed, and the media also need to let you know this, sometimes you're told there's violence in Kibra, but I've been paid with my gang to light some tires on the road where you can get the photos, but inside the slums, it's peaceful.
Okay.
So the police come thinking that the whole of Kibra is burning. When you see Southern Bypass blocked, who blocks it? Who blocks these roads? And when they are blocked, we have choppers to go to church, we have choppers to go to every function. Why can't we release a chopper to monitor Nairobi or wherever? Yeah.
But what would be the wisdom behind that, Pete? I'll be coming back to get to understand that. Why would they do that? But CBOs are critical in making sure that, they come in to work to better the situation.